What's going on, Jerome's? So, of course, the actual most accurate power rankings in the known universe comes out on Wednesdays, but on Tuesdays we wear pink. Or is that true? Is it Tuesdays from the movie? Doesn't matter. But looking around the national media Jabroni haircut landscape, Minnesota Vikings finally starting to get just a modicum of respect in the power rankings. Now, does this matter? No, but also it's nice to see. It's just really funny to see how long this been going on. Like how long it takes the media to finally come around. It's like, oh, maybe the Vikings are good. Hey, the Vikings put the bang thing on the Giants. The Vikings handled the Niners. The Vikings beat the living bejesus out of the Texans. The Vikings survived against the Packers after putting the bang thing on them in the first half. Come on, Speedy Naylor. Come on, man. But tiptoeing to the tulips here. So ESPN have the Vikings at 2. Last week they were at 3. And so they have a theme every week. The biggest issue on defense, age, snap counts, whatever. Now, maybe they do need to rotate out a little bit in that secondary. I would like to see some of Caleb. Wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of the fellow veteran Fabian Moreau. Maybe some Nudie McLaughlin. Keep guys fresher later in games and later into the season. The Athletic, numero uno. Ooh, last week there were 4. The Vikings have the NFL's most surprising season without much help from the rookie class. J.J. McCarthy, Dallas Turner has 5 tackles and a sack. He'll be fine. He'll be good to go, right? What about Will Rockerd? And then CBS Sports, so Pete Prisco have the Vikings at 2, which I can live with 2. Frankly, I can live with any power rankings that has the Vikings ahead of the Lions because it just feels like it's full-on recency bias. Hey, Lions, congratulations for beating the bejesus out of the Seahawks at home when the Seahawks had 0 goose egg of their defensive line. You're such a fantastic team. You're so amazing running the ball against a team that has no defensive line. Amazing. Cool. Oh, Jared Goff didn't throw an incomplete pass. That's what happens when you just dink and dunk. Okay. But it's almost like the media wants the Lions to be good, right? Just dragging them along, sure. But CBS, the Vikings, they are rolling on both sides of the ball. They dominated the Packers Sunday for most of the game before letting them back in late. I mean, turnovers will do that. They will be challenged by the Jets this week in London. The Jets are terrible, and the second half against the Packers should wake up some things, and I don't want Kevin O'Connell to distort the game plan to try to make Sam Darnold a hero, but also I want them to drop 50 on Aaron Rodgers' ass. The Jets' defense is in disarray. Sauce Gardner is not playing the same way they usually is. Rodgers is terrible. Their offensive line is bad, but other than that, they're really, really good. Other than that, the Jets are a really, really good football team. Yahoo! So I don't like how they count down like this is TRL from back in the day, but the Vikings at 2, Chiefs at 1. Again, I can live with that. It's aight. To be the boss, you got to beat the boss. Or be the man, you got to beat the man. Right? The Vikings should have some worry about their fourth quarters. Focus through 60 minutes is a skill, and almost blowing that game to the Packers wasn't great, but overall the Vikings couldn't have asked for a better start to the season. They were just nitpicking. They can't finish. They've led every single minute this season except for like 3 minutes in the first quarter against the Giants after they got a fluke field goal off a fumble. Congratulations. Good job. Just like picking nits yet again. Happens, man. Happens. And also, here's a question from the Packers game. How many offensive snaps from the second quarter for the rest of the game did the Packers have the ball and a chance to take the lead? 0. Goose egg, D'Angelo Russell. So as close as it got, it was never as close as the final score showed. Not saying, I'm just saying. Then you got Sports Illustrated. So the Vikings are 3. Guess who's 2? Just give you one guess. Where Sports Illustrated, Gabaggio. Outside of Will Raggett's our guy. Everything is hot takes and AI bots. Yeah. But this is what they wrote. Attrition is good, and the Vikings felt what it was like for a team to get a bead on them and come storming back in the second half against Green Bay. Or did the Vikings just have 2 untimely turnovers as well as that muff punt? Yeah. And so they managed to hang on for one more day. Things will go your way. This weekend's matchup in London against a truly and undeniably desperate Jets team. Will be one to watch. Does Minnesota finally get caught sleeping? You can read more. Blah, 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 blah. I doubt they will be caught sleeping because of that second half against the Packers. This coaching staff will not let this team sleepwalk. USA Today at 2. So again, like I said, I'm fine with the Vikings at 2. They're fine. Vikings, too. This feels precarious for different reasons, given the Vikings' unexpected ascent, but the 4-0 mark is no fluke, nor are the MVP credentials seriously of quarterback Sam Darnold. Now the first player in the league's broad history to win his first 4 games with a team while throwing multiple touchdown passes in each. Next, he'll play in the first nationally televised window Sunday morning on London's international stage. It's right. I mean, the Vikings don't have Kirk Cousins anymore, and they can play anytime outside of Sunday noon. I mean, they'll be perfectly fine. NFL.com, Eric Edholm. Oh, what happened? Brrr. You know this had to hurt his teeth because the Vikings were like in the mid-20s when this thing started. But Vikings up 2 spots from 3, numero uno. It wasn't quite the Georgia-Alabama thriller on Saturday night, but the Vikings had to sweat out a win at Lambeau Field that they completely dominated in the first 29 minutes. The muff punt lane in the second quarter opened the floodgates, and the defense took some lumps in the fourth quarter. They only allowed 2 touchdown drives longer than 20 yards. Not saying. And also that last one is a fluke. Yeah. But Brian Flores' unit responded with 2 late turnovers to help stop the bleeding a bit. The Vikings couldn't put this one away without Kevin O'Connell's trusting his quarterback and going back on the attack late, trusting Sam Darnold to take them home. Even with a few hiccups, he did just that on an important field goal drive that ultimately provided the winning margin, which is important because convention said just run, drain the clock, but Darnold was slinging. Jefferson had a couple huge catches. Addison had one. Jefferson on that sideline, too, was great. It was good. Past Vikings outfits might have caught this one up, but this team showed toughness and reinforced the idea that it's going to be a handful all season the way things are going. Plus, now they're pissed off for greatness, which is really, really good. And lastly, the one of note. You know the one of note that we're looking for, as I didn't have the graphic ready. There you go. All right, so Florio, not a thermos. Just finding a way to keep the Lions at 2. Again, congratulations for beating a team that had no defensive line. And also, Devin Witherspoon is the worst tackle corner in the league. 3, the Vikings. Between the players and the coaching on both sides of the ball, they got the most balanced team in the league. The red for the Lions. The Jared Goff trade will pay dividends for the Lions long after Matthew Stafford has retired. Stafford's already won a Super Bowl, homeboy. I mean, what's Jared Goff got you besides blowing a lead in the NFC title game? What's it? Yeah. Again, everyone is still licking and kissing the Lions' ass. They still think that they're the cat's ass, but they're going to be ass. Like that Week 7 game, it's going to be a battle, man. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But that's it. Look at the National Media Jabroni Haircut Power Rankings. You know that this one hurt. You know that this one hurt them. Yeah. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You know what to do. Skull production value.